Sushmita Dev.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank my party for giving me the opportunity to speak on a very, very important ministry, which is the donor ministry. The workings of the donor ministries have a direct impact on all the states of Northeast. And as I speak today, I come from the state of Assam, and I am proud to say that it is the All India Trinamool Congress who has given a public representative from Northeast an opportunity to come to this house from the Rajya Sabha. Earlier, sir, there was a nominated member, Professor B.B. Datta, but I am the first elected member who's come from Assam through the Legislative Assembly of Bengal. Sir, I have heard very carefully what Honorable Member of Parliament Ripun Boraji said. I have heard very carefully what Kalita ji has said, and I think neither Ripun Boraji or nor any other member of any party can disagree that the vision to set up a ministry to look into the inclusivity and development of the northeastern states was a visionary idea. But in doing that, we must look at the history of Northeast, sir. Northeastern states, the development of those states, the connectivity of those states, the growth of those states took a drastic hit, sir, after the partition. The then East Pakistan and now what we know as Bangladesh, which is a friendly neighbor country of ours, was created, and thereafter the entire northeastern states, the only connectivity that they had with the mainland India was through the Siliguri corridor, which is a part of Bengal, which we commonly call as Chicken's Neck. It was increasingly felt that Northeast needed special attention, and it was in 1971 that the Northeast Council was first set up through the Act of Parliament. It acted like a regional planning commission, from what I have read, and it prepared specific development strategies for the northeastern states. After 1971, the next step that was taken for the development of the northeastern states is the ministry that we are discussing today. However, in 2001, sir, it was only a nodal department under the Home Ministry, and it is in 2004 that it got the status of a full-fledged ministry. Sir, I ask myself a question, that where the northeastern states actually have 8% of the country's geographical area, where the northeastern state actually has 3.8% of its population, and if I may say so, is strategically the most important part of the country by sheer fact that 90% of its borders is shared with other countries like China, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Myanmar, etc. Should we still continue to review the work of this ministry through the Prison of Security and the Home Ministry? Sir, I have to say that it is just today that the chairman of the Standing Committee on Home, Anand Sharma ji, has put on the table his report, which includes the report on the performance of the NAC and this ministry which we are discussing today. I have not been able to peruse it, sir, because within 1 hour the debate started and he put it on the table of the House. So if my data is little backdated, I hope that you will forgive me that minor error. But I am pained to say, sir, I am pained to say that these states of the Northeast, which have the highest number of indigenous people, which has the highest number of biodiversity spots and the highest number of national parks. It has the highest literacy rate, sir, and it is one of the richest areas in natural resources, whether it is oil, coal or gas. There cannot be denied that any part of the country we go to, we see young children from Northeast who are working in various industries, especially the hospitality management industry, sir. We cannot deny that despite despite this situation, that today the northeastern states lack basic health and education facilities, sir. Kalita sir said before me that Prime Minister of India has been to the Northeast 14 times or 16 times or how many ever times, but 40 times, and he forgot to say it's a big thing that he stays the night also in Northeast. You forgot to say that. Anyway, sir, let me give some data. We all know that the donor ministry operates on 10% of the entire budget of 54 ministries of this country, which is to be called the NLCPR and has now been renamed. Sir, I would like to put some figure in front of you of 2022 and 2023, just some examples because my time is short. This is the allocation, sir, of the Ministry of Road and Transport is the lowest, 5%, sir. Of Health and Family Welfare, 8%, lowest, sir. Of Rural Development, 5% of the 10% that's supposed to, of the gross budget of the, and Telecom. While we talk about poor communication in Northeast is merely 1%, sir. If I may say so, just to give a small data to my friends, and we all agree that Northeast needs more inputs and more money, I would like to say that since 2015-16, sir, the allocation of this ministry was some 2363 crores, 2,363 crores, and as of 22-23, it is 2,800 crores. So, sir, from 2015-16 to 2022, which is how many decades you can calculate for yourself, what has been the increase in the budget election of this ministry? It is a matter of record, sir. I would not like to criticize the government for the sake of criticizing. I would like to point out what my honorable colleague, Member of Parliament, said, that how many projects have been implemented in reality in donor. Sir, I speak in favor of strengthening donor. I don't speak in favor of weakening donor. So the biggest problem with the donor ministry is it does not have any line departments. Today, whatever money is sanctioned in the states of Northeast, they are dependent on the administrative strength of the northeastern states. And sir, it is, you know better than me, you are so learned, that how many administrative reforms have the northeastern states had till today. And in the state of Assam, पिछले 2 साल से 4 साल से पूरा का पूरा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सिर्फ एनआरसी का ही काम कर रहा है. तो डोनर का क्या वो काम करेंगे और किसी और डिपार्टमेंट का और क्या करेंगे. One important data. Sir, I don't want to repeat some of the things that the opposition leaders have already said, that this is the state of investment. Kalita sir said that the new 2017 industrial policy has injected impetus into the economy of the northeastern state. I am pained to say that the 2007 policy, at that time, the national share of investment in northeastern state was 8.3%. In the new policy, that share is at 0.02% in 2019, 2.30 in 2018, and 0.49 in 2020. So last but not the least, I would like to say that one huge issue in the Northeast is our ecology and our environment. So land is the issue where different tribal people of the northeastern states in various areas have been repeatedly agitating. Land is everything to the identity of the indigenous people. Sir, I am sorry to say, but in the recent May 2020 Bagjan Assam All India fire, where the gas well caught fire, official documents have shown that All India company expanded operations into ecologically sensitive zones without public hearings. This is their document, sir, that is saying it. Today, I would like to point out that illegal coal mining is one of the largest issues. One of the largest issues of the northeastern states. And sir, as you know, without coal, no industry can function. I urge upon NEC and the donors ministry that take a policy decision on coal mining for the northeast. क्योंकि सर coal चाहिए और जितना illegal coal borders से जाता है सर, coal का syndicate जो जाता है, उसमें स्टेट का नुकसान होता है, पैसा कोई और बनाता है। टुडे आई आस्क दैट इफ यू हैव नेट फी, आज नेट फी भी एक एजेंसी है, इट्स अ नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन works under the donor. We appreciate the work of NETFI, but today the Hindustan Paper Corporation, the two industries, one in Barak Valley, which is the Kachar paper mill, and one is the Nagaon paper mill. Sir, thousands of crores of assets are going to be sold at peanuts. So do you know the Kachar paper mill is today being liquidated only because 92 lakhs was owed to some trade creditor. Could NETFI have not restructured this debt and saved that industry today, sir? So you need to relook at the functions of NETFI too. You need to relook at the functions of NETFI. And I also request that startups, an extremely important issue which impact the young entrepreneurs of Northeast, I request NETFI that you must have seed money for pre-revenue period. Today, to start any entrepreneurship, sir, you know that there has to be a due diligence of the industry. You have to do enough research to see that will this industry work, will this business work or not. Please think of giving seed money to start up to young entrepreneurs. And I hope, sir, that whatever planning the NEC does, whatever planning the donor ministry does for the development of northeastern states, it should not be unplanned development. It should not be a policy of only extraction of our natural resources. And I hope that finally Northeast can get out of the rut. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं Northeast में development नहीं होता क्योंकि insurgency है, और कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि क्योंकि insurgency है इसलिए Northeast में development नहीं होता. NEC has a role to play, sir. 2013 में एक अमेंडमेंट बिल आया था और NEC का पावर बढ़ाया गया था कि इंटर स्टेट, कि नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न के स्टेट्स के बीच में जो मुद्दे हैं उनका भी समाधान NEC कर सकती है. तो मैं ये पूछती हूं कि NEC ने ऐसा क्या कदम उठाया असम मिजोरम बॉर्डर डिस्प्यूट में. आज असम मेघालय के बॉर्डर के डिस्प्यूट है, आज नागालैंड और असम के बीच में बॉर्डर का डिस्प्यूट है. सो NEC शुड नॉट बी अ म्यूट स्पेक्टेटर टू दीज इश्यूज, सर. Development of an area can't just be about roads and bridges and building water treatment plants. You must solve the border disputes between the northeastern states, without which we are creating bad precedents. And what is that precedent, sir? आपने कभी सुना कि एक राज्य का पुलिस दूसरे राज्य के पुलिस को गोली करके कत्ल कर रहा है? ये मिजोरम और असम के बॉर्डर में इस नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स के इतिहास में पहला हुआ, और आज तक सिवाय कॉम्पनसेशन के 50 लाख के कॉम्पनसेशन कोई और कार्रवाई नहीं हुई. सो NEC मस्ट लुक आफ्टर द इंटरेस्ट of the northeast as a whole. Today Assam should not take precedence over Mizoram, and Mizoram should not take precedence over Assam, and vice versa. That is the job of northeast. I also appeal to the government of India that, sir, donor ministry must have an office in the northeast states. Sir, पहले NEC को जो चेयर करते थे वो राज्यपाल गवर्नर करते थे. That a governor of any of the northeast states, by virtue of seniority, size, whatever, in rotation is to run the NEC. So they could look after the security issues, they could look after the regional issues, because as you realize, sir, northeast is a very unique place when it comes to its regional politics and regional ethnicity. Now it is the Honorable Minister of Donor who chairs the NEC. So one should also consider whether we should go back to the old model of letting the governor of one of the northeast states by rotation head the northeast states. More importantly, sir, I request the donor ministry should be funded and given the sufficient human resource, sir, to have an office in one of the northeastern states, so that we can access the donor ministry locally rather than having to come to the mainland in Delhi. It will be convenient for all chief ministers. एक और चीज कहूंगी, सर, मैं MLA भी थी आसाम में मैं लोकसभा की एमपी भी थी, आज मैं राज्यसभा में हूं। एक ऑब्जेक्टिविटी लाने की जरूरत है सर। ऑब्जेक्टिविटी के माने में क्या कहना चाह रही हूं कि ये प्रोजेक्ट का सिलेक्शन कौन करता है। आज एनईसी के पास इतना पैसा होना चाहिए, डोनर के पास इतना पैसा होना चाहिए। दे शुड डू अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज सर्वे ऑफ व्हाट इज द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेफिसिट। क्यों मैं आपको कहती हूं सर, इट इज वेरी सिंपल। आप किसी को स्टेडियम दें, हम खुश हैं, जरूर स्पोर्ट्स के स्टेडियम बने, पर आसाम में ऐसे उदाहरण है कि ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स बन रहे हैं which could have been second or third priority. Aaj, what is the urgency? For instance, sir, erosion is a very big issue in Assam. If erosion is such a big issue, who is prioritizing? आज स्टेडियम बनना चाहिए कि erosion का काम करना चाहिए, ये कौन तय करता है? That's where the nepotism and corruption starts, sir, in donor at the state levels. मैं किसी स्पेसिफिक मुख्यमंत्री या सरकार को नहीं कह रही हूं, फेवरेटिज्म स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम देयर। NEC must and the donor ministry must have some mechanism to inject, to ensure objectivity in the selection of projects, इससे कि ये मेरा चहिता है, चल को चलो इसका दे दो डोनर में प्रोजेक्ट, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। आज कोई भी पार्टी का विधायक या सांसद उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से हो, it must be need based and it must be scrutinized that what is the criteria of the schemes that are being sent from the state government to the northeast, to the donor ministry. So with these few words, I thank you for your patience and I thank my party.
Thank you, Susmita ji. Honorable Tiruchu Siva.